Hey team, it's day 64. I hope you guys are doing great. Wanted to get into the goals real quick, but I also wanted to talk about a carryover from yesterday. What is shiny object syndrome and who can fall victim to it? Let's get into that quick because it's interesting when you take a look at it. But for day 64, 217 pounds, 2174 calories. The reason that's in red, if you add a zero to that 217, it's a little high as far as the rule of 10 is concerned. 124 ounces of water, 7 hours of sleep, 50 minutes of activity, and 218 grams of protein. So getting back on track, getting back into that goal, but you know, it's still, I'm still a ways away from it. So what is shiny object syndrome? And it is basically when I faced a headwind yesterday, I would have, if I was chasing this, I would have just quit and said, hey, there's another new program online. I saw so-and-so advertising. I'm going to pick that one up. And I'll take a little break and reset myself and, you know, kind of go back into my old habits and then we'll start that again. And what it causes in the weight loss section is it causes you to yo-yo. It causes you to spend probably a lot of money because over time, all of those diet plans or all of the eating programs have some sort of calorie restriction or ways that you have to do things. So chasing that shiny object or having that shiny object syndrome can happen to everybody, a lot of people. And there is just a way that I say in order to avoid that, you got to be what I call special. So I say you have to be special. And it's all in specials in capital letters, and obviously you're all special, so you're like, wait a minute here, I am special. So I'm going to be able to get over that. Let's talk about what each of these letters mean. So when you take a look at S, it just means regular self-monitoring. And you know, when you take a look at your goal, whether it's weight loss or whatever else, you got to be able to keep yourself accountable, right? So self-accountability. And that's weighing myself every day. Now, in the course of weight loss, you're going to go up and down, but you know over time when you take a look at that trend, that daily action of self-monitoring is going to help you stay on track. And it is a daily reminder of whether or not you hit your other things that help you hit the goals the day before. So I just say self-monitoring. And for this one, it's a weigh-in. Okay, so now let's go to VP. So basically, when we take a look at P, I always say you're more than likely involved in or developed in some sort of program. So I'd put that as, and what I mean by that is basically a program, coaching, I say accountability partner, etc. So basically the program's for itself. But for instance, for me, like the bracelet that I have on, it's an infinity bracelet. It means I can do anything, right? And I got this from my best friend and is somebody who is like the accountability partner. I told you when I was talking about accountability partners, they'll hold you to your stuff. And when you say you want something or say that you're going to do something, they make sure that you're staying on track with that. And that's what this one is. So that's why I keep it on close, is that I know that anytime I might slip, you know, it's just something to look at, something as a reminder from an accountability partner perspective, but your coach would normally schedule time with you in that program. You may have a schedule to follow. So anyway, that really helps as it relates to avoiding that shiny object syndrome, because when you start to see it, they really get on you. So as it relates to the E, this is just regular exercise. And remember what I've said in a couple of the lessons that I've done is when you have regular exercise, cardiovascular health improves, just like when I did a little bit of that, switched it up the other day. I was a little sore, I was breathing heavy, but some sort of exercise, and in this one, this is that daily activity, that will help you to be more healthy, to help, you know, your body, flushing toxins, do a lot of different things, but in the same sense, overall lead to better health, just consistent openness to everyday exercise, and I'm just going to say daily activity. The next thing is C, and this one is cognitive restraint. So when you think about that, we like to eat whatever we want. I do anyway, when I can, when I'm not really thinking about it. But when you're weighing in daily, you have somebody who's helping out or holding you accountable, you're kind of exercising daily, which that daily exercise leads to more motivation and just a better sense of well-being, better attitude. And when you look at cognitive restraint, you're like, well, what the hell is that? And, that is just basically, in this case, it would be tracking your calories. Or calorie restricting. And that can be anything like your Weight Watchers is points. I think Noom is like green, yellow, red. It's just any sort of cognitive restraint to not let yourself fly with the handle, just kind of do what you want to do. So in this case, that would be your calorie tracking. What color haven't I used yet? Darn it, I'm kind of running. Oh, got one in my pocket here. So the next one, as we think about it, is an interesting one, but I say it's instant gratification. Sorry, I had to sound that one out. But what I always say, it's instant gratification adversity. It's like people, if you don't want instant gratification all the time, you recognize that the value of, let's say, a donut, for instance. I can eat this donut now, but I know that, over the 90 days, if I eat too many of these donuts or whatever, it's going to hamper my long-term goals. So just knowing that, I'll just put instant gratification awareness. And that is just meaning that knowing that the long-term benefits of avoidance, outweigh instant gratification. I'll just put IG. The instant gratification of like splurging or doing something as it relates to weight loss. And you can apply this to actually most goals. That's what I should have said right away is a lot of different goals. If you take a look at just, self-monitoring, being in a program, exercise, you should probably exercise. You could be exercising your mind by learning, whatever you want to do, listening to books. Cognitive restraint is tracking daily activities, daily methods of operations. The instant gratification sometimes would be even notching Netflix instead of doing, working on your business. That is another thing. So, I got another round in here. The A is action. And so what I say is willing to take action. So like yesterday when you have to pivot, you just have to be able to pivot and take action orientated. Just not be afraid to take action when action needs to be taken. So procrastination, things like that, you tend to not want to do that as it relates to the shiny object syndrome. You might get into that then. You procrastinate, you don't want to do this, so then your goal fails. Now, let's go on to the next one. And if you're not really action oriented with accomplishing your goals, you're gonna struggle a little bit. And the last one, I don't have any additional colors, so I'll put this one in the same one as that, is the long-term habits. Is you're committed to developing and keeping long-term habits to keep these goals hit and maintaining it. The amount of people that relapse from losing weight, and I say that yo-yo effect is super high. It's still way too high. So just the amount of being able to develop that long-term habit in order to keep what you've learned, what you've achieved at bay and consistent and continuing to go and making a whole lifestyle change, that is what you need. So as it relates to what do you need to try to avoid the shiny object syndrome, and that's you just have to be special. And then these are the things that, overall, it's a lot, but in the same sense, when you think about what you do every day, as it relates to your goals and over time, each one of these matters. So I was a little longer winded than I wanted to be, but I just thought based on what I talked about yesterday a little bit, here's some things that you can just think about when you think about achieving goals and stuff. So thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. If you have any comments, questions, let me know below, and I'll answer them in the comment section or in future videos. And as always, I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Thanks again.